Greetings and welcome to my first, only, and probably last video. This is specifically answering questions on the Weapon Review forum. This is my review of my CZ75 Compact. Mine is in the satin nickel finish. It's a steel frame, double action, single action, with the manual safety, chambered in 9mm, with a 14 round magazine. The pistol came with a basic cleaning rod, nylon bore brush, 2 magazines with the loader assist. Quick overview of what we're going to talk about. First start with a fit and finish, show you disassembly, go over the function, and then wrap up with my opinion of the pros and cons of this. Here's some of the technical stats that you can look up on the CZ Factory website. 7.24 inches long. Height from the bottom of the magazine to the top of the rear sight is 5 inches. Width from grip to grip is 1.38 inches. But you can see that the slide is significantly thinner than that. 2 pound weight is attributed to the steel frame. The black Duracoat is $528 retail. The satin nickel finish is $569 retail, and I think I picked this up for around $500, maybe slightly over. Is a gun that lots of people have done home gunsmithing to. It's easy to tinker with, easy to add aftermarket things to, and easy to do your own improvements and adaptations to it. First, again, this is manual safety, 2 14 round magazines. Right now I have my A-Zoom snap caps loaded. Standard slide catch, typical chamber, external extractor. You can see I've already done a minor modification with the grip tape though, which I'll talk about later. The fit and finish of this pistol is fantastic. Has a very natural point of aim, very similar to 1911's. This is the satin nickel finish, which has held up pretty well. I don't have any holster wear, no corrosion. The standard black is a Duracoat, which is said to be a fairly fair finish. I wouldn't put it up against Melanite or the Glock Tennifer finish. Magazines are steel by Metgar. I have this marked as my range magazine. This is an aftermarket Metgar. This is a CZ Factory magazine. These magazines are 14 round. You can fit any CZ magazine into the compact. They have full-size magazines with other models. You can get a rubber base plate pad to make a flush. For disassembly, first I'll show you the steel mag. There's a pin underneath the tape. Base plate slides off. To show you the magazine spring. Show you what the follower looks like. And the steel magazine tube. For disassembly for the pistol itself, the manual says to use the base of the magazine to punch out the slide stop. I use usually a cleaning brush. Line up the 2 takedown notches. Punch out the pin. Standard assembly. And there's your field strip pistol. Flat magazine spring. Big aftermarket on recoil springs. A little bit heavier springs are popular, adding the 20 to 22 pound spring. Plastic guide rod. Opinions on this are similar to the Glock. Some people swear by the stainless steel, some people say if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm still running the plastic one until I need to change it. Quality slide stop. One lug barrel on the compact. Full size has 2 lugs. Polished feed ramp. 3.8-inch barrel. Unique thing about the CZ is the rails are slide mounted, and the slide fits inside the frame. Looking underneath, one weak point on some have been the extractor spring. This pistol does not like steel cased rounds. I've had a couple failures to extract of steel case rounds. No problem with Winchester white box or any brass case defensive ammunition. Another thing to notice about the slide are the sights. This is the luminescent glow-in-the-dark, which of course you all know is pretty much garbage after about 10 minutes of being in a holster. The sights are decent for factory sights, but that is something that I would look into replacing. The frame, as you can see, I've added grip tape because the frame does come smooth on the compact. The PCR versions and the alloy frame versions do have grooves. There's the internals of the frame. The sear is extremely easy to remove. The pins pop out nicely. The mainspring pops out easily. Hammer comes out, and there's extensive videos done by some pretty competent smiths online of how to improve your sear and hammer hooks. Reassembly is also pretty standard. You notice I have the factory plastic grips on this. There are lots of aftermarket beautiful wood grips. They also have factory made rubber grips, which I've opted against because the rubber tends to stick to your clothes when worn undercover. As I reassemble this, check that out, how the slide fits inside the frame. These are very low pro grips. VZ does make grips for the compact now. The choice isn't as wide as the full size, but they do make some grips for the compact, and those of you who have seen VZ know the reputation. And that's probably the next upgrade for this pistol. Function for the CZ compact. Lock the slide open. Check the pistol. Insert magazine. Load it. Weapon on safe. Manual safety means I can carry cocked and locked. Safety off. Single action. There's the trigger take up. There's the engage of the hooks. Reset. Single action. You can also, although not advised, drop the hammer and carry double action. Here's the double action pull. Here's how I carry this pistol. Inside the waistband in a leather holster by side guard. It's a sturdy holster, well-priced holster, leather stiff enough. I chose a neutral color just to blend in. I chose to not have reinforced top just for thin profile and concealability. If I were to get a second one, I might get a little fancier color. I chose the CZ75 Compact for its compromise between concealability, carryability, and still something that's enjoyable to shoot at the range. And I will say that with the steel frame, it is a very soft shooter. It's also fairly accurate. Here's a target with just cheap Winchester white box, 115 grain at 20 rounds, or 20 rounds at 15 yards. Not necessarily slow target fire, not necessarily fast combat fire, just a moderate pace of fire. And that's pretty good grouping for just plinking around at 15 yards. For inside the waistband carry, I love the rounded narrow slide. Very comfortable to carry in the waistband. Also like how it fits your hand. I like the mild recoil in 9mm. Makes it an all-day range gun. Definitely will improve your picky and find some negatives to the pistol. Everything has a downside. For some people, the steel frame might be a bit heavy. In that case, they could go with the PCR or the PO1 alloy frames. Downside might be that in order to carry double action, you have to lower the hammer on a live round, as this has a manual safety and not a decocker. The PCR and PO1 do have decockers. I happen to think carrying cocked and locked is a big bonus. Other negatives is the hammer hooks and the sear. Again, I'll try to show you the camming action. This is a European gun. Sometimes they overdo it on the safety, and I don't know if we can get a good shot of the hammer action. But there's a slight positive camming on single action. One more time. Very slight, but if you're into high quality 1911 custom triggers, you can feel it. Other things are the sights, which we saw were, well, left a lot to be desired. They're not bad for target shooting, but there are also lots of aftermarket options for night sights. And really, those are the only downsides to this pistol, which are, for a large part, probably all. Overall, I'm extremely satisfied with the CZ75 Compact and steel frame for both a concealed carry gun and a range gun. I would highly recommend this pistol.